The movie we chose was American Psycho, and the main character is Patrick Bateman. He's a very successful and wealthy businessman, and he cares a lot about his appearance, and he wants to be the best in everything.
We diagnosed him with the psychological disorder, narcissistic personality disorder. Individuals with narcissistic personality disorder have an extremely positive and arrogant self-image. Most of their time and attention are self-focused. They have an exaggerated sense of self-importance and are grandiose. As a result, they often make unrealistic and unreasonable demands of others and ignore others' needs or wishes. They may be quite successful and climb the career ladder very quickly, but their narcissism often isolates them from others. This definition was found in the psychology textbook. They are also preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, or the perfect mate.
So for the support for our diagnosis, the first example of him having an exaggerated sense of self-importance is when he gives a detailed account of his morning routine and describes all the products he uses. And when he sees someone has something better than his own, he experiences sheer panic. He also makes unrealistic and unreasonable demands of others and ignore their needs or wishes. And we see this when he makes the prostitutes do things that they don't want to do. And also when he tells his secretary what she should wear and that she doesn't look good, pretty much when she's wearing what she was wearing. And also he's successful in his job but isolated from others. He has a high position in the company and is very wealthy but doesn't feel like he is the same as others around him. He admits that he is simply not there and that he looks human but is empty inside. He also fantasizes about success, power, and beauty, and his morning routine is extensive with multiple products that keep him looking young, and he also feels powerful when he kills and cannot stop.
More support for the diagnosis is he shows a lack of concern for others. We see this because he has no emotions except for greed, disgust, or jealousy and is indifferent towards others. He also has a need for admiration, and during the movie he shows this need for admiration when he wants approval of his business card from his coworkers, and it's not a very big deal when he makes it out to be one. His inability to take criticism is shown when he goes and kills his coworker Paul because he has a better business card and is more admired by others.
So the missing symptom that he didn't have is that he's successful but not necessarily completely isolated from society, because at the beginning of the movie he hangs out with his coworkers and has a fiance, but as the movie progresses he becomes more isolated. And he has all of the symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder, but there's one scene in the movie where he shows empathy. Right before Bateman is about to kill his assistant, he gets a call. After he hangs up, he decides to let his assistant go because he doesn't want to hurt her.
Possible treatment for Patrick Bateman would be, according to the Mayo Clinic, the only treatment for the narcissistic personality disorder is talk therapy or psychotherapy. There are no known medications to treat this disorder. So talk therapy can help Patrick by acceptance and maintain real personal relationships, recognize and accept that you are not always the best so you can tolerate criticism or failure, increase your ability to understand and regulate your feelings, and release your desire for unattainable goals and ideal conditions, and gain an acceptance of what's attainable and what you can accomplish.
So the psychological disorders in film, we think that in this film it accurately portrays the narcissistic personality disorder because the movie shows examples of how he shows different symptoms through his actions, and the movie also allows us to know his thoughts throughout. The portrayal of psychological disorders in film can cause the disorders to be exaggerated or not shown to the true extent. For example, this movie could make someone believe that everyone with narcissistic personality disorder are serial killers, which that's not always true. And here's our reference page. Thanks. And gig 'em.